Hey guys, Dr. Calise here, and in this video, we're going to talk about the first stage of campaign development, and that's your define stage. See, before you actually start in creating a marketing campaign, it is very important for you to define the scope as to why exactly you are creating this campaign. So many times I actually see, especially with smaller businesses, is that they launch a marketing campaign, they spend a lot of money on it, but never once do they decide, hey, why am I doing this campaign? What is my budget? What is the outcome I'm trying to get? And more importantly, who's the target market that I'm trying to go after in this spend buy? So what we're doing in a define stage is we're trying to create a scope that clearly defines the objective of the campaign. And not only are we doing this for the small business owner or the manager, but we also need to do this for the overall team. So whether you're an art director or you're an independent contractor as far as a marketing firm creating the creatives, or you're a staff within the company, everyone needs to be on the same page and know exactly why are we doing this campaign, who are we targeting, why are we targeting them, how much money do we have to complete this. All right, so what are the 5 basic steps to defining the scope of your campaign? And we have them right here. Goals, target, need, solution, and budget. And these are very straightforward. Now, I will stop and say this. If you are a local small business or you are an independent contractor, your define stage, it can be very simplistic as long as you have these items clearly labeled. If you're a manager of a multi-billion-dollar international company, obviously these line items will be more sophisticated, they will be more advanced. But regardless if you're a local small business or a manager of an international corporation, it doesn't matter how simplistic or complex your entries are, you're still going to have the same exact steps. So let's look at these steps. The first step is goal. What is the goal of your campaign? Why are you doing this campaign? Now, some of you might say, well, it's pretty simplistic. I'm just trying to increase business. Yeah, but we need to be a little more specific than that. Let me give you an example. How many of you have an iPhone? Probably a number of you. Do any of you remember when the iPhone first came out? Now I'm telling you how old I am, even though I feel very young. But I remember when the iPhone first came out, and this concept of apps, which we take for granted today, was brand new. It was revolutionary. No one really knew what an app was. So first of all, you could only buy an iPhone if you had AT&T cellular service. They actually had an exclusive contract. And number 2, you had a lot of people who were just confused as far as what this iPhone was. You know, everyone talks about this ability to use apps, but what exactly are apps? So they created a campaign, and the goal of their campaign was consumer education. They knew they had a brand new revolutionary product, so new that no one really knew what it was, so they needed to educate the general public on exactly what this new concept was and how it could benefit them. So what did they do? They created a campaign, and the title was, there's an app for that. And you guys may have remembered it. They showed various clips. Let's say someone was in the kitchen trying to cook a recipe, and they couldn't find their handwritten recipe. And then a voice says, well, there's an app for that. And it shows them actually using a recipe app, finding out what ingredients to put into the food. There was another clip of an individual with a guitar trying to tune his guitar, and he couldn't find his tuner, and it was all messed up. And then a voice goes, well, there's an app for that. And he had an app on his phone that could actually tune the guitar for them. There was another person trying to fix a faucet, and they didn't know what to do. And then there was a voice that said, you got it. There's an app for that gave step-by-step instructions on how to fix the faucet. So in this example, when this campaign, there was a clear goal. Hey, listen, we got a new revolutionary product. We need to educate the consumer on how to use it. Now, won't you agree that is a much different goal than if I said, hey, I need to sell iPhones, right? You might have created a campaign that focused strictly on selling an iPhone, but no one was going to buy it because no one understood it. You had to actually educate the consumers first. The majority of campaigns that you actually see on TV, they're actually not campaigns based on increasing sales. A lot of them are based on increasing brand awareness. They just want you to be aware of the brand. They want to reinforce the brand, and they want to keep the brand top of mind so that when you need a product or service, you are who they remember. All right. So those are two goals right there. It could be product education. It could be brand awareness. Let me give you another example. Maybe you are a brand that is a longer buying cycle, a house, a car. Maybe you're a B2B salesperson. And you know chances are that people are not going to instantly make a purchase on your campaign. They're not ready for it. They're not in the process for it, or the process is too long. So you might not want to get direct sales because it takes too long. Instead, you might want to get leads. If you're a real estate agent, most of their campaigns aren't about, hey, buy this house today. It's about getting leads. And then they can show the lead various houses and hopefully get a sale eventually. Or they can get a lead that someone might not be ready to sell their house now, but they will at some point. So you got different types of campaigns. And it's important for you to identify what campaign are you producing? What is the goal of this campaign? Are you trying to just make brand awareness? Are you trying to increase social engagements? Are you increasing sales? So a brand awareness campaign and a sales campaign are completely different campaigns. Let me give you an example. A brand awareness campaign will actually show a brand new BMW driving through the mountains in the fall, in the winter, in the summer, in the spring. I know spring, summer kind of messed up the sequence there. But you will see a commercial of a BMW in all these different seasons and showing how great it is. That's an awareness campaign that is specifically designed to make their brand top of mind. So if you do need a car, you know where to go. So that's one option. Another option is a sales campaign. What would they do in this type of campaign? Well, what they'll do is they'll try to grab your attention, and then they'll say, hey, for limited time only for the month of October, we are going to be offering 0% API. Scan this QR code to take your test drive today. Notice what we did there. In the second campaign, I tried to create an urgent call to action, and I tried to increase sales right there. You will have on holidays, you will have different companies promote their holiday sales, their Labor Day sales, their Black Friday sales, all right, President's Day sales. Those are campaigns geared to drive sales. Completely different than campaigns to keep you top of mind, a brand awareness campaign, right? So what is the goal of your campaign? Are you trying to get leads? Because you know a sale is probably unlikely at this point of the stage and you just want leads in your pipeline? Are you trying to create brand awareness, keep your brand top of mind? Are you trying to educate the consumer on how to use your product or how your product can help them overcome their problems or fulfill their goals? Are you trying to actually increase sales? What is the goal of your campaign? That's step one. Now what we need to do is target. So in our target audience, what segment, what key individuals are going to help us fulfill this goal the easiest? What is the path to least resistance? Am I going after parents with young children? Am I going after parents with older children? Am I going after college students? Am I going after young professionals? Am I going after athletes? What segment am I going to go after in this campaign? You never want to launch a campaign blindly and just think whoever comes, comes. You want to specifically target a segment that's the path of least resistance. Look at your goal. What segment will help you achieve that goal? All right. Next, need. Here's the thing. It's not your need. It's your target's need. What does your target need? And here what we want is we want something that's in line with what our target really does need or want or desires, but can also be in line with our goal. So for example, let's say you're Coca-Cola. The need of, and let's say you're Coca-Cola, you want to increase brand awareness, and you're going to go after parents in the neighborhood for holiday cookouts. All right. So what is their need that could be also in line with your brand? Well, if they're doing a summer cookout in the neighborhood, they need beverages. They need something to drink. So that is the need. neighborhood parents need beverages for their summertime cookouts. Simple, basic need. Solution. What product are you going to push in this campaign? In Coca-Cola's case, is it Coca-Cola? Is it Sprite? Is it their bottled water? Is it their Powerade? What are you pushing? All right, so that is the solution. And then finally, budget. And this is really important. How much money do you have to spend? If you only have a $1,000 budget, you're not going to be doing broadcast TV. If you're doing a $2 million budget, where is that budget best spent? All right, but we need to know offhand, how much money are we going to spend on this campaign? All right, guys, so it's very simplistic. This is not brain science, but I cannot tell you how many people fail to define the scope of their campaign. So very simply put, in the define stage, what is the goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Who is the target audience that is the path of least resistance to help you fulfill that goal? What is the target's need? That's also in line with fulfilling your goal. What is the solution, the product that you offer that you want to push? And how much money do you have on this campaign? All right, guys, once you have defined your scope of your campaign, the next step is to look at the buyer persona. And we have a video that discusses exactly how to create a buyer persona. Now, here's why we want to do this. When we start creating our campaign, remember, we want to create our campaign in a way that resonates with our target audience. Not one that resonates with us, the business owner. We need to resonate with our target audience. And the buyer persona helps us do that. And we talk about that in the next video. All right, guys, have a great one. Be good.